Bon appetit, buen provecho. It's a real pleasure for Matt and myself to be here together with all of you. And Juan made all the recognitions that we are obliged to do because it's been great, the welcome and the support we have gotten for this presidential series. I think it's important that you know that at the same time that former leaders are going to be presenting themselves here, they will go next day to Centro Fox in the state of Guanajuato, the first presidential library ever built outside of the United States. And that library is a place of leadership. It's an academic think tank place which has a very strong commitment with all of Latin America to promote freedom and democracy, to promote good, accountable governance through developing public policies that we take to governments, either in Mexico or anywhere in Latin America. It is also a place that wants to be the champion on defending market economy with responsibility, which is still threatened all throughout Latin America, in places like Venezuela, like Nicaragua, Ecuador, Bolivia. We are totally convinced that only by putting together private sector and public sector, we can generate the strong economies that we need in Latin America to generate the jobs and the wealth. There is a misunderstanding frequently exposed that governments create wealth, that governments create jobs. My belief is that only investment, that only entrepreneurship, that only private sector, those create jobs and those create wealth. So this is what we do at Centro Fox, is this little place on this ranch in San Cristobal in the state of Guanajuato, where we, the family, have been there for 5 generations now. After my grandfather migrated from Cincinnati, Ohio, without a penny in his pocket, down to Mexico, looking for his American dream. He found his dream right there in this place in Guanajuato. To us, it's like our own Tara of Gone with the Wind. It's a place that we love. It's a place where we decided to construct this library. It's a beautiful place, beautiful infrastructure. It's a piece of architecture that puts together the old 200-year-old building, which was the old barn and dairy stable at the ranch, with the modern construction using concrete, glass, steel. You're all invited to come. Matt and I will be more than happy to welcome you there so that you learn about this center, this library, so that you can enjoy the best enchiladas and mole that you ever tasted. And I know we have competition here, but still, I think that the best mole is right there in San Cristobal. Also, of course, a tequila waiting for all of you. And every time I make these public invitations, Martha gets nervous. But we've been responding to a lot of people that has come to visit us. This year we'll have a traffic through Central Fox of over 200,000 people. And all of them will always listen from us the message. You're a leader, we're all leaders, we're leaders all the time of our life, and we never end up constructing our leadership. And we bring in, every day, 500 kids from rural communities, from public schools, from humble families that we pick up on a first-class bus. We bring them to Central Fox, and we give them a 5.5-hour program trying to change their minds, making sure that we upgrade their self-esteem, that we change what they are actually thinking, that they will have as a destiny to be migrants or to work on the construction industry or to work on the harvesting fields. We tell them that's not your destiny. Your destiny is much higher than that, and we can build that destiny together with you. And I take advantage of this opportunity to say hello here to Lupita, to Pedro, to all those wonderful Mexican people that are here in the state of Texas, that are here in the United States, that are here working with loyalty, with efficiency, with quality, that they're building together with the U.S. society, this great nation. And they are part of this nation, they're loyal, and they are my friends. I love them. They are my heroes, like my grandfather, because migrants is a very special cast of people. They are always struggling, they are always striving to get the best for them and their families. So to them, my respect, my love, and my admiration. Juan mentioned that we have purpose by putting together this kind of events. The purpose is to bring Central Fox Foundation together with the Hispanic Leader Foundation to this place so that we stay here to do our job, which is, number one, serving those Hispanic, those Mexicans that are here, to be by their side, to give them the same programs we do in Mexico to those kids, and to make sure that they have success in their venture here. So that's why, yes, we're going to use the money for the scholarships, for education, with the conviction that is the only way, through education, that you can change a nation in one generation. So we're here to commit ourselves to work and build that future for the people that we're planning to serve. I just came back from Haiti. I decided to go there on my own free will. Nobody invited me, but I came 2 days ago. And I knew President Clinton was there. And without an appointment, I presented myself with President Martellini, the president from Haiti. And I just came to offer myself as a soldier in the task of reconstructing that nation and putting the modest experience that we have and the successful programs that we developed in Mexico to serve the Haitian people and to try to go hand by hand in building a better future. It's really impressive that we can have 2 hours from here, a place like that. I mean, the leading nation in the world, the largest economy in the world, the wealthiest economy in the world cannot admit, cannot accept to have a place like that. And that's why I admire President Clinton, because he's been there investing his time, his talent in trying to cope with a huge challenge that we all have there. We should never accept to have neighbors that are not as successful as we are. In this case, Haiti, but also the case of Mexico. We must keep working like partners. We must make sure that we reawaken NAFTA, that we, through that most powerful tool, increase our partnership and increase the capacities, the competitiveness of North America. The challenge is big. This shift from west to east is already happening, and it's moving. Not long from now, the Chinese economy is going to be larger than the US economy. And the forecasts are that the shift will consolidate. And we must question ourselves in North America. What are going to be the prevailing values, ideology, if the shift is carried on? What are the values of the West going to be? Where are the founding fathers' value and philosophy is going to go? Today, the Western world is in crisis. Today, Europe is going through huge problems. They seem to have touched ceiling, that after 60 years of success, now they don't know where to go. The leader seems to have lost the leadership. Europe was constructed on the philosophy of one for all and all for one. And they became the region with the largest per capita income in the world. And they become the best distribution of income, only equaled by Asia. And they have shared opportunities with all citizens, nations, and economy. They must find the way out. And they have to find the way out by keeping themselves as one for all and all for one. They have to solve the problem of Greece, Spain, Italy, or whatever else comes next week. Sometimes we get to be so proud of what we do that we forget about others that can teach us some lessons. I don't know why Europe is not looking at Latin America today. Latin America that went crisis after crisis all along the 20th century. Mammoth crises like the ones we had in Mexico back in 1994. And it's difficult to accept that we, all Mexicans, in just one night, we lost half of our patrimony. The poor, the humble, the middle class, and the rich, through a more than 300% devaluation in just one night. We thought there was not going to be future for Mexico. We thought that was it, and we had to start all over again. But a visionary leader came with an answer, with a solution. A visionary leader that had courage and that said, you have to get out of trouble. Here is $50 billion to support you, and to make sure that you solve the crisis you're in. And this leader was President Clinton. And the loan was $50 billion. No due date to pay back. And Mexico paid back in 1.5 years, the whole of the $50 billion. And so Mexico came back with a strong, dynamic economy. Europe has to do something similar, and time is running out. And they keep discussing. It's incredible that political leaders don't have the courage to take the decisions that have to be taken at the right moment.